Okay, week 5 in our class in the semester, and nothing really new here. We are approaching the end of our word series, which means after next week, and again, I record this at the end of week 4, so I just finished grading all your items that you submitted, and I got a couple of late points return links, which was awesome, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But just to say that as we move into our last item for the chapter series, so we do 4 chapters and then we do a lab test. And it's when you get that lab test that you'll actually need Microsoft Word. And I've talked about that you can get it out of the campus email, so just know that that's true. There is a video in the syllabus for how to do that. I did add one little bit of clarification on the late points work, or the late points video, was that at the end I showed how you could submit it at the same time you submit your work. But that's only true for the class work and the My IT Lab items. For the hands-on items, send me through Canvas. So just shoot me off an email, include the link to your Google Sheet for the format that I showed in this video, and you'll be good to go. So in this week I'd just like to clarify, or just be clear about, let's say it that way. And I'm going to click here from my actual calendar so that you can see this, is that I hold an office hour on Wednesday a little later than normal because I have a night class. So if you ever want to come see me and you're one of those folks who can't get on campus until later, now, by the way, any day, Monday through Thursday, virtual office hour on Friday. But you can see my office hours are at noon, at 1 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday is that late one. This one is actually held in the lab, so that if you wanted to just come in and show me something or work on something, you just had an hour where you, between things, you could do that as well. So just know that that option is there for you. And that's important because, you know, I talked about my last video was all about how to get help. And, you know, it's really important to stay up. I know I've told you about that before. I did do a little analysis on the students who didn't necessarily do great on the chapter 3. And now this is not a complete analysis. This is just kind of a spot check to see. And I saw a bit of a correlation between students who were not doing the training do not do well on the exam. So I get it that, you know, sometimes it's a pain to do it, but that's why you want to do the training, because the training trains you the way it wants you to do that. So just know that there is a benefit in addition to having late points returned options. You can also do better, which is probably the bigger impact on the exams. Okay. All right, so, the last thing I will say on this, and somebody in the classroom mentioned it, so I think it's really worth repeating if I haven't already somewhere, is that when you're doing the My IT Lab items, close everything else out because it's pretty heavy, and if you have a lot of other tabs open or tabs that require a lot of actual memory, like as an example, my Gmail is over in this tab, and if we were to look at a breakdown, which I actually have you do a little bit of this later for how much memory your computer has available. You can actually go even deeper to see how much each tab takes. And something like Gmail takes a lot. Something like Canvas takes a lot. So I would recommend when you're in the My IT Lab items to completely shut out everything. Okay, what I will end with today is that I have released week 6. So week 5 is ready to go. Week 6 is ready to go. And in weeks, the new stuff is really more, as I've said before, the content. This coming up week, you'll have to follow along and complete and take notes on a help desk feature that is in the book. And I show you how to grab that and do that as well. So that's there. And you'll just want to also, in addition in your notes, to do a print screen and submit that as a link in your notes to get points for that. But I've also decided to go ahead because a few of you are really doing a great job of working ahead, and that's a wonderful thing that I really encourage, so I want to provide more content. So week 6 classwork, is actually a little bit of an older video, but really good information. And please pay attention to the write-up that I have here, because it's because this is from a previous semester, and this is from what I see when students have submitted the work and what they've typically missed. Okay, so but I've also decided to release as well, or I will actually, week 7 and 8 because they're somewhat related. So anyway, just know there's some more content out there that you can check out. So I thought that was the last item, but I realized there was one more I wanted to talk about. I've been talking about this MS Imagine program, and this is an email one of the students sent me that she got. First, I want you to know what this email would look like. And the subject line would be something like this. This shows who it's from, so you can actually do a search in your Gmail or your campus email for this. But I want to be clear what this is, because I think some of you are just wondering, why didn't I get it, but not really understanding why you might want it or need it. So this is if you want to get Windows. If you want to get prior versions of Windows, current versions of Windows, meaning Windows 10, or other higher end software that Microsoft offers. And the students that may need this are students that are Mac students and they're trying to load Windows on their Mac, and I show how to do that. In order to do that, you have to have Windows. So the alternative, if for some reason, because the reason I'm bringing this up is we're still having a little bit of a challenge here that not all students have gotten the email about this. So that's where I'm kind of like trying to figure out, because I think I haven't been clear about what it is. And there all are alternatives. There actually is a way. I just did a quick search a little while ago for how to download Windows 10. It looks like Microsoft, and I say looks like because I didn't do a lot of research, but it looks like Microsoft is actually offering Windows 10 on the web, so that you can grab that as well. So, but anyway, if you're looking for the email, I just want you to know A, what it looked like, B, not everyone is getting it. So as a reply to this email, I'm going to have you tell me if you look through your email and found this email, right? So you could search for it either by the subject line, you could search for it by the date, and this was the original date that they sent it out. I actually had them do another run just this week, so you might actually have two. But I would just kind of like to get an idea, right? Because A, I don't think everybody needs it, but at least I want to understand who got it, and then clarify and answer any other questions you may have about it. Okay, so I know that's a little bit, but I hope you are enjoying these weekly check-in videos, because I know some of the content that you're watching is from prior semesters, and you know, I get that. It's kind of like, well, it's good to talk about the current stuff. Little heads up. Sorry, I was going to end. Keeps talking myself out of it. I think this HTML is more than 13 steps. I need to look at it, because if I remember right when doing it, it was quite a few. And so let me just verify. So just try not to get intimidated. Just move through it step by step. It's going to make me log in. Dog, it's going to make me log into this. Let me see how many steps this was. Oh no, it was 14. Okay, so it wasn't that bad. Oh, it was the table one. That's the one. No, this is tables. Okay, good. Maybe it was the next one. It was a little bit longer. Have a great week. Enjoy the warm weather, although it is a little unseasonal. We do need some coolness so that snow can pack up in the mountains so we can use it during summer. Anyway, have a wonderful time. See you later.